Hey everyone, welcome back. We're in Learning Express Library. I'm Chelsea Kovalevsky with the Cherokee Regional Library System, and today we are focusing on college admissions test prep. So if you are a student in high school, or if you are the parent, guardian, or loved one of a student in high school, you definitely do not want to miss this video because it is going to be saving you big money. So let's start here at college admissions test preparation. I'm going to click on this module. And you can see that it's broken down into several sections. We've got the ACT test, the SAT test, the PSAT, AP exams, which is a great way to get college credit if you're taking AP biology or AP chemistry. You don't have to, and you pass the test, then you don't have to take it when you get into college. So that's definitely saving parents some money because that's basically free compared to the high expense of college credits classes, and then college admissions essay writing. So let's start with the ACT test. And you'll see that they have it broken down into tutorials, tests, and ebooks. So I'm going to show you here under ACT test, ACT preparation tutorials. We're going to go to the English test preparation tutorial. So here we are, we're in the ACT English test preparation tutorial. And you have the option to go ahead and just start the tutorial, or you can take a pretest. Now what the pretest will do is it'll show you, where your skills already are. Where do you need help? Is there a certain section within English that you are really struggling with, that you really need to focus on? Or do you want to just go ahead and start the tutorial from beginning to end? If you want to know what is in the tutorial, you can see that the units are broken down here. So we've got the English test overview, which actually tells you about the ACT English test, how many questions there are, what the timing is. It gives you some test taking strategies. Maybe you're a good test taker, you don't need this. You can just skip that unit and go straight into sentence structure. And so each unit has a lesson, and so it will teach you all the things that you basically need to know in order to do the test. So here it's broken it down into subjects, predicates, objects, other parts of speech. It gives you a summary, and then there's a quiz for you to take. So I'm going to take this this quiz really quick so that you can see what it looks like. And you'll see which questions you got right, which questions you got wrong, and if you want to click View Answers, it'll actually give you the correct answer and why it's the correct answer. So this is a great study tool, because if you are getting the questions wrong, but you don't know why you got the questions wrong, then that's not really helping you out much. But this is going to explain why the answers are correct. It is a learning opportunity as well as an opportunity for you to get some practice in before you take the actual exam. So after you've had a chance to go through all the units and take all the lessons that you want to take, you then have the ability to go to the post-test, and this will test everything that you've learned in the tutorial. And again, it will give you some really great information about what sections of the English exam you need to have more practice in. So I've taken the post-test, and I just picked C for everything because C's get degrees. That's a joke. And you'll see here that they have broken down all the types of questions that are normally found on an ATC English exam. You've got your comma usage, your revision strategies, and then they've told you, where have you done well, where do you need more study, and where is more study recommended. And if you come down to the bottom, it'll give you some recommendations of some other tutorials or practice tests that are available within Learning Express Library to help you with your studying before you go on to the next step. And so your ACT reading and English vocabulary terms, this is a deck of 50 flashcards. They're recommending that I do that. And then of course they've also recommended the practice test, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. So that's what the tutorials look like. A great study resource for those students, parents, if you're wanting to work with your students. Guys, those ACT, SAT study courses, they're big bucks. You spend hundreds of dollars to have somebody practice with your child so that they can prepare for the ACT exam or the SAT exam. Before you spend that money, use this resource to the extent that you can. See how they're doing, so that way you're not having to spend all that money, and then they can practice within the comfort of their home. So let us go back to the center. We're going back to ACT test. We just saw the tutorial and what the tutorial looks like. So now I want to show you what the practice test looks like. So we've already looked at the English test preparation tutorial. It taught us everything that we needed to know, and then it tested us on it. It gave lots of explanations. So now you're ready. You are ready to take the ACT. You think that you're ready. Before you go and spend all that money on the actual exam, maybe you should take a practice test first so you can simulate it and see what it'll be like. So here we are, we've got 4 practice tests, which is great. This means that 4 times you can put yourself in a simulated experience of taking the actual ACT exam. And I'm going to go ahead and click Start Test. So my favorite thing about Learning Express Library is that it gives you the ability to simulate the real life exam. So the English portion of the ACT exam, there's 75 questions and you have 45 minutes to complete it. So guess what? When you practice that exam on Learning Express Library, there's 75 questions and you have 45 minutes to complete it. And then there's 3 different test modes because we all know we all learn differently. And some people are more learners. They want to really study as they go along. Maybe they don't want the high pressure feeling of a simulated exam and they just want to view the answers to each question as they go along to help them study. That's one way to take this test. Or you can do it as a practice test where there's a timer and you can see the timer clicking down. I mean, there's nothing like a timer clicking down to kind of put you on your nerves, right? So they'll see the timer clicking down, but when the 45 minutes is up, you still have the ability to finish the test so that you can see all of the questions. That's the practice test mode. And then simulation, this is going to be like actually taking the ACT test. You're going to have 45 minutes, and when that 45 minutes is up, the whole entire test is going to shut down and it's going to score it. And you're going to see exactly how you would score if it were a real ACT exam. So 3 different modes, and I just want to show you what that looks like. So here it is. Test time remaining, 45 minutes. It's already started. My time is clicking. So I'm going to press next. And there you go. You can just go ahead and start taking the test. After you finish your test, you just click Score My Test. All right, so here we are. We have the ability to do a breakdown. So again, we can see where is it that we're not doing well? Where is it that we're doing great? You can see, maybe I did a great job in conventions of standard English, but I'm really struggling with knowledge of language. Then you know exactly where it is that you need to continue studying within the subtopic matter. You also have the ability to view your answers. And so I can see, which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong. And I do have the ability to go back and see what those answers should have been and why they were correct. So if you didn't do the learner mode and get those answers as you went along, you still have the ability to look at the practice test and learn from it as if it were a tutorial. And you see, obviously, I took the test in 2 minutes. That's not what you guys would do, but and again, you have some recommendations of some other tutorials or tests that are available to you for extra additional practice. So let's go back to the College Admissions Test Preparation Center. We've looked at the tutorials for the ACT. So we've looked at what the tutorials look like. We've seen that what the practice test looks like and how there's 3 different modes in which to complete it. And then one final thing that you're going to see on here is actually some ebooks. So here's a ACT test preparation ebooks. There are 3 different ebooks, downloadable ebooks that you can download and start practicing with. So this is a skill building ebook that has flashcards, which is great. If you have a printer, you can print those out. This is an actual ebook with more practice exams. So say you've already gone through the 4 English practice exams, but you still want a little bit more practice before you go and you take the exam. There's some practice exams within this book. So I'm going to show you real quick what it does. You're going to download the ebook as a PDF file, which means that once it's on your computer, it's on your computer. You don't have to return it. You have this PDF on your computer. You can share it with other people even. And to show you what that looks like, you can, depending on what kind, if you have a tablet, if you download a PDF reading app, you can look at the book on your tablet, or you can stay on your desktop to do it. If you do have access to a printer, it looks like there's some print tests here. Here's an ACT practice test. You can figure out which pages those are on and print just those pages. So these prep books, they cost upwards of $50 a piece. This is a free download, and it's free for you because we've already paid for it on your behalf through your hometown library. So that's a great resource to have, and you don't have to have internet connection to access it, just to download it. So maybe you don't have internet at home and you can't access the website, the Learning Express Library website from home. You can at least download this PDF and access it without having to have internet. So that is a great resource. And so that is the ACT. And I'm not going to go in as much depth with the SAT, but I do want to show you that, again, even with the SAT, you've got the tutorials, the tests, the ebooks. And then let's look at the AP exam. There's a lot of different AP courses that are out there and available. So depending on which AP exam that you have, what class you have taken in your school, if your school offers AP tests, you'll see that they also have some. This is an article, this is an ebook, so you've got an ebook, an article, and then you have 2 practice exams. So this one doesn't have the tutorial like the test did, but you do have 2 practice exams that you can practice on before you go and actually take the test. So the amount of resources that are on this website are just phenomenal. We really love it a lot. We hope that you do too. And before we go, I want to show you very quickly the college admissions essay writing section. This gives you how to write a college admissions essay. There's 20 minutes a day. This is an ebook that allows you to practice 20 minutes a day. This is another ebook that will teach you about the application process, the personal essay. So lots of resources. If college is in your future and you feel like that is the track for you, do not go forward and spend a bunch of money on tutorials and tests and books until you've really looked at Learning Express Library and see what it has to offer. Thanks for joining us today. We hope that this information was valuable. If you do end up using some of these tests or exams and you find success with that, please let us know. We want to hear that this resource has been helpful to you. Thanks, guys.